It was a long way to come here for a week, but the theme is so interesting, translating Buddhist texts. So it was totally worth the long journey. When we're making an attempt to translate the Vimalakirti Sutra, it's a big project. Almost at times it can seem impossible because we really have to do a lot of research on almost all the terms, because Norwegian is a very small language. We are only 5 million people, and not many references. There are some Buddhist texts. The Pali Canon has been partly translated into Norwegian. Some Mahayana texts, like just one page of this sutra has been translated into Norwegian, or I think it's half a page. So we do have some references, but a lot of it we have to find out ourselves. And that's challenging, interesting, and I learn a lot. I feel really humble facing this task, because translation, it's not a translation of a novel or a business letter or an instruction manual, which I've done earlier. It's translating the Buddha's words, and that's a huge responsibility, because you shouldn't even change one comma of a sutra. So with my limited knowledge of Chinese and Chinese culture, Indian culture, it might seem impossible, to make the task. But there's nobody else doing it. So I think it's worth the attempt. Yeah, I think in all kinds of translation, doubt is a part of the process, because you have so many choices and you want to get away from that. But still, you have to make a choice. You have to be as certain as possible in making that choice. And when in this attempt to translate the sutra, I think the text itself is, in an incredible way, a guide in finding the right choice, which is really interesting to look into. Yeah, the interesting thing about this sutra is that it's told not by the Buddha, but by a layman, Vimalakirti. And he really has a very own way of speaking. He's known of being immensely eloquent. And when translating his words, we have to try to bring that over into Norwegian, which is quite a challenge, but also very interesting to try and do. And you were asking about working in a group, and I think to translate a sutra alone would be a very difficult task. And also in the seminar, listening to all those very different and very knowledgeable participants has been very inspiring. And I think that together we are able to find better solutions in any case than we would have been on our own. Because the Norwegian team translating this text has limited knowledge in Chinese, so we're doing a secondary translation from English, and but it's really a long line of translations, from into Sanskrit, and then into Chinese, and then into English, and then into Norwegian. So, and also the translation goes across 3,000 years. So we're really trying to bring a message through both time and language, which is really quite a task. I think the input that I've gotten in this seminar has been really useful to find out more about the right balance between being very faithful to the text and at the same time to have enough freedom to make the translation smooth and elegant and nice to read in the target language. And that balance is really an art. And it's both being loyal to the text and to create something new at the same time. And that's, why we are doing this, because we want these texts to be available for more people.